UFC London weigh-in recap show, full card predictions, and the betting breakdown. We're going to look at each of the matchups after seeing the fighters on the scales. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn those post notifications on, and share the video as well. We'll jump into fight number one, which all week I've talked about not liking it much as a betting option. I picked Claudio Silva all week long. We'll look at them on the scales and see maybe if there's any type of change. Shout out to Cage Side Press for actually having the full weigh-in image slate because we couldn't get it anywhere else. Ooh, we got to go the other direction here. Dalby looks pretty ripped up. Silva doesn't look great. Face off, you look at it. It's definitely physique-wise favoring Dalby. It's so many ifs in this matchup to me. I think that Claudio has the clearly better ground game of the two, which has given me confidence in him throughout the week. And the reason that I picked the line of, Claudio Silva to win is I think he can get Dalby to the mat. I think he could do decent work on the ground. Striking with Dalby definitely favors him. The power is on his side. I think he can do damage standing up. I feel like the side of Claudio Silva has minimal hands, but like shines on the ground. At 39, looking soft. He doesn't look good at all. I'm still going to ride with him, but very cautiously. And if you are looking to bet him, I would say don't go super heavy on the line. Plus 220 best value. Dalby minus 212. I will ride with Claudio Silva to win a decision with low confidence. Over 2.5 is minus 138 best value. And then Silva to win by decision, plus 475. Submission line is up toward plus 600, but more so around the plus 475 range. Don't really love the bet. Maybe you're lightly touching Claudio. Maybe you're playing that over. I think it's a risky situation to throw down on. We'll pick Claudio Silva, the dog, with low confidence here. Next fight of the night, ladies matchup, Mandy Böhm and Victoria Leonardo. I've been on the Leonardo side to get the win. She's been a dog throughout the week. There is Leonardo at the face-offs. Little bicep flex action. And then there is Mandy Böhm. Let's see the head-to-head here. Little bit of a size edge towards the side of Mandy Böhm with the height. Neither girl is, jacked or ripped. Physiques, I don't think, play a big difference here. The biggest thing to me that I have felt good about picking the Leonardo side is she's proven tough, has fought a decent level of competition, and I like the forward pressure. Böhm from distance is a fairly good striker, but doesn't pack a serious punch at all. We'll pick Leonardo. Still, I'm picking her on the cards. I think she gets it done by a decision. The line is about even here. Böhm upwards of minus 108. Leonardo best value plus 108. I feel like we're going the full 3 with these ladies, so over 2.5 at minus 215. I actually think is a pretty smart play. Close money bet, money line. I like Leonardo, but is it a guarantee? Absolutely not. It's a fight game, and it's also the women's matchup. Leonardo by decision, plus 220. I have a very hard time seeing either one of these girls get a finish here, so we're going to ride with Victoria Leonardo for the very slight upset over Mandy Böhm decision. I like the pressure style over the slick striking from distance from Böhm. Next fight of the night, Jai Herbert and Kyle Nelson. I have been riding high on Jai Herbert. I do think he's a very difficult matchup for Kyle Nelson. We'll check them out on the scales. Kyle Nelson looks in incredible shape. Jai Herbert looks lean and ready to go. He's a slimmer, tall guy. A little bit of a height edge. I will say physicality. I mean, the physique of Kyle Nelson's impressive, but it's not a physique contest. Jai Herbert is a lot more technical with the striking, brings a 6-inch reach advantage, and does have finishing ability. Kyle Nelson, when I watch him strike, blocks a lot of shots rather than slipping. Herbert obviously has been touched up a bit and knocked out in the UFC, but he's still extremely dangerous with his offense. I see him finding success on the feet and picking Kyle Nelson apart and stopping him in the first or second round here. I'm riding Jai Herbert in London to get the win by KO. As far as the lines, Jai Herbert is a very big favorite at minus 247 best value. Nelson plus 248 as the underdog. Let's see, Herbert by KO TKO minus 103. Under 2.5, minus 195. He's a wide money line touch, but I like him to win. I don't like the favorite status of the prop. I wouldn't want to throw down on KO, but I do think Jai gets it done. I think we're going under 2.5, and the Jai Herbert side knockout probably is what's going down. I see Nelson getting touched up. I don't think he competes on the feet. We'll find out if he can maybe close the gap with the wrestling. I believe the rangy style of Jai will be too much for him. We're going Jai Herbert for the win. Next fight of the night. Mokaev and Charles Johnson. Good matchup here. I've been on Mokaev with high confidence, as has pretty much everybody. There is Charles Johnson. He's got the Paddy Pimblett wig on. That's funny. There's Mokaev. Incredible shape for him. Intense face-off between these two as well, which we love to see. Flyweights that are going to bring the heat. Debut for Johnson, who's rocking that weird haircut again. And then Mokaev, second fight in the UFC, sophomore appearance. He looked incredibly good in his debut, quickly dispatching of Cody Durden. His ground game is incredible. His striking looks really good. Charles Johnson's a G. He's not going to be easy to deal with, but I think he's going to struggle if this fight hits the mat, and I think Mokaev also has the clear-cut speed edge too. But look at the experience. I mean, 11-2 Charles Johnson, went the distance with Brandon Royval. That was his most recent loss. Muhammad Mokaev, unbeaten as an amateur, unbeaten as a pro. I ride with Mokaev for the win, and I think he'll be the first guy to finish Charles Johnson. I'm picking submission from Mokaev, but I definitely don't think this is necessarily an easy out, but I think he finds a way to get the finish. Minus 437, best value on Muhammad Mokaev. Charles Johnson, a big underdog at the plus 383 best value line. Under 2.5 rounds, plus 111. I do think we're going inside of the distance here. Mokaev to win by submission is upwards of plus 200. I'll be honest, I don't like the prop because Johnson's never even been finished. I would like to see it upwards of plus 300 or more. I don't think plus 200 is really super fair for that line, showing Johnson's been on, fights with Brandon Royval, who's an incredible finisher on the mat. I'm riding Mokaev win by submission, but I don't like the prop for it. I like the under 2.5. Mokaev would be a parlay piece if you're really looking for a wide shot one, but there's not much money to be made betting him, but he's a very confident pick. Next one, it is Makwan, Amirkhani, and Jonathan Pearce. Jonathan Pearce has good wrestling, and I've been picking Makwan Amirkhani all week, but let's be honest, Jonathan Pearce could push the pace and out-wrestle him for the 3 rounds. Makwan Amirkhani, questionable gas tank, but extremely slick submission skill set that can't be underestimated. There is Jonathan Pearce. There is Makwan. There's a face-off. You see a little bit of the edge and height for Jonathan Pearce. I feel like Makwan Amirkhani should get the win in this one by submission. I think Pearce is going to leave the neck out. And look how long his neck is. A guy with very good front chokes, any type of front headlock position, really, Amirkhani really shines. And I think Jonathan Pearce gets caught in something as he's shooting for a takedown. So we're going Makwan Amirkhani win via submission in this matchup. Makwan is a plus 180 dog. Jonathan Pearce minus 167 is the favorite. Under 2.5 is minus 130. Let's see. Amirkhani by sub, plus 320. I think Amirkhani by sub line isn't a bad idea. I like the straight money line dog attack. Under 2.5 is minus 130, but if it is the Pearce side winning, I think he takes a decision. So I don't know if I like the over-unders here, but we're riding Makwan Amirkhani for the upset win by submission over Jonathan Pearce, plus money, dog. And I say he catches a neck. Don't doubt Amirkhani on the ground. Jonathan Pearce is going to put a lot of pressure, but I think he gets caught in that front choke. Next fight of the night. Nathaniel Wood versus Charles Rosa. I've been on Nathaniel Wood, but I've talked about Charles Rosa being a very good underdog bet. He's fought up a weight class at 155. Nathaniel Wood coming up from naturally fighting at 135 pounds. We'll check them out on the scales and see if anything changes. There's Rosa. He looks confident and ready to go. Good shape for him. Nathaniel Wood looks pretty good as well. He's obviously in London. They don't look like there's much of a size difference here, I'll be honest. For a guy coming up from 35, Wood looks there. You got to pick Nathaniel Wood to win a decision. There's no way I'm going against it here. I think he should outstrike Rosa and fend off grappling attacks. But Charles Rosa is still dangerous. Maybe he lands takedowns, finds a way on top, finds a way to catch something. Could he steal around? Definitely. I think he's going to survive. The minus crazy, what is it? Minus 525 Nathaniel Wood. Rosa's the plus 455 dog. I think that minus 525 is an insane line that makes absolutely zero sense, in my opinion. I don't understand. Rosa's still game. Nathaniel Wood's coming up from 35. To me, it's a minus 175, minus 200. That's fair, but not minus 525. You're acting like this is Khabib. I don't get that line. Minus 200, over 2.5. I think we go over. Wood wins by decision is minus 125. Let's see Rosa by decision. Plus 1,000 upwards. If you can play that, touch the plus 1,000. I feel like Rosa could steal a decision, but in London, I don't know how the judges are going to fucking score this thing if it's close. Rosa's good plus money. He's been a dog in the past that I've succeeded with, so I got to give him some love, and I will be throwing down a bit on Charles Rosa for the potential of a big upset, but the truth is I think Nathaniel Wood takes him on the cards. We'll go Wood for the win. Next fight of the night. Marc Diakiese and Damir Hadžović. Diakiese from distance has an edge. I've picked Diakiese all week long. Hadžovic's a tough pressure striker. Pretty good hands, but not super technical, but good forward straights. Gonna be in your face. Diakiese from distance has the edge. I think he's a lot quicker and more explosive. Let's check them out on the scales here. There is Damir Hadžović. He looks in very good shape. There's Marc Diakiese looking insane. And there's the face-off. Man, I think Marc Diakiese gets him. I don't know if he gets him out of there, though. I don't know about KO. I mean, yeah, Hadžović could walk into something. But Diakiese, I mean, you look, a lot of wins by decision. He's more of a decisionator. I think he continues that decision approach with a good striking game from distance. Out kickboxing Damir. Maybe even out grappling him a bit, too, and surprising people in that area. Because Diakiese definitely has some pretty decent wrestling. He showed that with Silva. He can fall back on it when needed. I feel like he wins this bout by a unanimous decision over Damir Hadžović. Looking at the lines, Hadžović plus 330. Diakiese minus 338. So the lines are wide. Quite wide. Over 2.5, minus 122. It's a riskier play, man. On the off chance Diakiese has the money night in London in front of the crowd, there's higher possibility for a finish. I don't like the props much. Diakiese by KOs plus 180. Diakiese by decision plus 175, best value. Marc Diakiese, parlay piece maybe. He's an extremely wide favorite who I do think gets the win. But the line is way overjuiced for the English fighters here. I guess I get why, though. Home field advantage is a real thing. Featured prelim, Ľudovít Klein versus Mason Jones. I've been on Mason Jones all week. I think that his pressure style is going to be a problem for Ľudovít. Decent wrestling game. Going to be in his face from the start, and I think the best way to deal with somebody who's a good kickboxer like Ľudovít Klein, southpaw, who's explosive, is you got to get the fight to the mat, especially the kicking skills of Klein. Very dangerous. I think Jones needs this fight on the floor. I expect him to press, get inside, and take this fight to the mat at some point. Probably stealing a decision. That's the official pick that I've been on all week. We checked him out on the scales. Ľudovít's looking in good shape. Mason Jones in his face. And there's Mason Jones on the scale. We didn't get him from the first slate. I like the chances of a Mason Jones unanimous decision. That is the official pick here. But the lines, again, are real wide towards the favorite. Minus 336. Ľudovít plus 350. Let's see. Jones by decision plus 200. Over a round and a half, minus 160. If you can find that, I think that's a good play. Over 2.5 probably happens, but it is murkier waters. Plus 115 best value. Mason Jones is almost an unplayable money line attack. These cards in London, these odds are juiced towards the fighters from regions, or I mean, we got a Wales guy in Mason Jones, but still favorable towards one way strongly. We're going Mason Jones, win, decision. Let's jump to the main card. Things get very interesting here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. It is Paul Craig and Volkan Oezdemir. Listen, I'm riding Paul Craig win by submission. It was an intense face-off, too. I loved it. Paul Craig was in his face. He's an underdog, too. Let's check out the pictures from the weigh-ins. There is Volkan Oezdemir. There is Paul Craig's signature painted face. And that's an intense face-off. He's close to him. Yeah, that was intensity, man. I think Paul Craig's going to get it done. I think he's going to take this fight by submission in the first round. I think it's going to go to the mat, and he's going to catch Volkan in something. Volkan's stand-up's really dangerous, and if Craig can't get it to the floor, of course he'd be in trouble with Volkan Oezdemir. But I believe he finds a way to get it there. Plus money, again, for Paul Craig. He's a dog in and out. Plus 138. Oezdemir, minus 142. If Paul Craig wins, he's got an incredible streak going, especially if it's by submission. Under 2.5 rounds in the minus 200 range, I think is a smart play if you're on the Oezdemir side too, because I think he could get the knockout. Craig wins by sub is just plus 215. And he's upwards of a plus 138 dog. So you're not getting great plus money by submission, but you're still getting it. I'm going Paul Craig to win by sub. I think he taps out Volkan Oezdemir. Of course, Oezdemir has the power. We'll look at the KO line for him. It's sitting at plus 155, best value. But I think Paul Craig finds something and taps Volkan out in the first round. Paul Craig starts the main card off right. Next fight, Molly McCann and Hannah Goldy. I have been on Molly McCann all week. Very excited to see these two ladies here on the scale. There is Hannah Goldy. She's got the huge biceps. There is Molly McCann. Not physically imposing at the same level, but I think she's the much more technical fighter. She got close. She's gotten her space. Look, she's won the battle. She's leaning back. I don't know. Molly McCann's there. I think Molly McCann gets a win. Me and Finch, man, were having a discussion on the money line last night. Shout out to the money line every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And he swayed me towards McCann by knockout, and I think I'm kind of seeing the chance of it because Goldy's there to be hit. She puts a lot of forward pressure, but she's not super technical. McCann is throwing bombs. She's going to have the boxing coach in the corner. We're going to go Molly McCann with second round knockout in London. I think this fight's going to be a barn burner. Molly McCann, minus 389 is the favorite. Hannah Goldy, plus 355 is the dog. Let's see here. McCann by KO. Upwards of plus 400. Under 2.5 rounds. Plus 235. Molly McCann's just an unplayable money line pick, man. Jeez, she's wide. It is what it is. McCann by decision, because I do think that's possible. It's minus 135, so it's really not. I don't know. I don't feel worth a touch, especially with the crowd. I'm going KO Molly McCann. Second round knockout. She sleeps Hannah Goldy in a slobber knocker. Next fight. Nikita Krylov. Alexander Gustafsson. Gustafsson is back. Holy shit. I'm glad to see it. Earlier on in the week, I have been on Alexander Gustafsson to win. He looks to be in similar shape to his prime form. We'll say Krylov looks pretty insane on the scales. There's a good face-off. None crazy from it, though. Just your typical respectable fighter face-off. If Gustafsson wins, he gets himself back in the mix 100%. I'm riding on him to win a decision. I think he touches Krylov up from distance, fends off majority of the takedowns. But we have to bank on it being the true Gustafsson, not a washed Gustafsson. Lots of question marks. Plus 185, Gus. Minus 186, Krylov. With a win, Gustafsson's right in the title picture. I mean, the guy's got a legendary resume. Over a round and a half, minus 175 is a good play. Over 2.5 is actually plus 117. I'm riding with Gus to win on the cards. Gus by decision, plus 420. Maybe that's the line right there. Lucky 420. Maybe. I'm going Gus for the win. I'm saying decision. I think he outstrikes Krylov and fends off majority of the takedowns. Wouldn't be shocked if it was 29-28, but it's going to be an Alexander Gustafsson win. And he works his way back in contendership, I think, with this one. And I mean, the name carries weight, man. He's got wins over Jan Blachowicz, Glover Teixeira. Those are big names to have wins over in the weight class at this point because they're, what, top 3? Gustafsson for the win. Upset. Next fight. The people's main event, our featured bout, it is Paddy Pimblett, Jordan Levitt. Funny face-off between these two. I'm assuming majority of you saw it. There is Jordan Levitt. Looks okay. There's Paddy Pimblett. He looks in very good shape. There's the face-off. We didn't get the fake handshake. Paddy went for the shake, and then Levitt went to shake it, and he went like this. It was funny. Paddy Pimblett, he messed with Jordan Levitt a bit at the weigh-in. It was good. I think Paddy Pimblett's going to win this fight striking, actually. Earlier on in the week, I was thinking more grappling, but I feel like the stand-up game is going to be there. I don't see Levitt dominating the grappling exchanges with Paddy Pimblett. Even if Pimblett's on the mat, I see him being tricky to deal with on the floor. And I don't really think Levitt controls him on the ground. And Levitt's gas tank isn't great. I'm going to go Paddy Pimblett by second round KO, sleeping Jordan Levitt. Wouldn't be shocked if he goes club and sub and ends up choking him out. Pimblett is a minus 244 favorite, plus 235 Levitt, the underdog. Let's see here. Pimblett by KO, plus 255. Pimblett inside distance is minus 120. It's not a good line. Pimblett by sub, plus 265. Paddy Pimblett money line is somewhat wide at minus 244, but it still could be a touch or a parlay piece. Under 2.5, minus 170. I'd rather just touch Pimblett or go KO or sub. I don't know why I'm not feeling the under. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see on this one. The over-unders just aren't calling my name here. We're going Paddy Pimblett, win. I'm going to say knockout, honestly, but club and sub wouldn't shock me. I think he gets it done inside of the distance. Paddy the Baddy. All right, next one, co-main event. Jack Hermansson, Chris Curtis, the action man. I'm riding Chris Curtis, guys. I think he's going to win as an underdog. I've been on him all week long, but I will say Jack looked good on the scales. There is Chris Curtis. There is Jack Hermansson looking shredded out. I feel like Jack put in a ton of work in this camp, and this might be the best Jack Hermansson we've ever seen because he looks in great shape. It's just hard for me to pick against the flow that Chris Curtis has going for himself now. He's looked incredible. Winning bouts against top-level guys. I mean, not top-level guys, but good-level guys, you know, at the lowest of level that you can be pretty good at. And also, Rodolfo Vieira is a very dangerous grappler. Did not, did not get Curtis to the ground one time. Now, Jack Hermansson, better than Rodolfo Vieira, certainly. If Chris Curtis can defend takedowns, he's going to touch Jack up on the feet. Jack Hermansson does not have the stand-up game of these top-level guys, and if he can't get fights to the floor, he struggles. I'm going to ride on Chris Curtis to win. I'm going to go by a decision for him, too. Curtis is minus 102. Hermansson plus 101. Curtis wins by decision plus 335. I'd rather just play Curtis money line. I think we're going over around and a half at minus 205. I have a hard time seeing Jack even get KO'd. I mean, he's fairly durable. I think the last KO loss was Jared Cannonier. And then before that, it was Thiago Santos. Dangerous finishers. Curtis is a really dangerous finisher, too. I don't know if he finds that shot. We're going Chris Curtis to win by a decision, and I think he's a great money line bet. Very close line. That's valuable to touch. Main event of the evening. If you guys haven't yet, make sure to smash the hell out of the like button. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. It's Tom Aspinall, Curtis Blaydes. I'm picking Tom Aspinall. But I'm realizing Curtis Blaydes is not an easy go. Aspinall, to me, looks like the new breed of heavyweight that we've been waiting for. I mean, obviously, we'll continue to find out because this is a huge test. But he's been the pick all week. There's Aspinall on the scale. There's Curtis Blaydes looking big. There's a face-off. See, the size advantage favors Tom Aspinall. Curtis being a decent range striker, I think he's in trouble, man. 251, 260, not a big weight difference here. A little bit of a reach towards Blaydes, but it won't make a difference. Speed favors Tom Aspinall by, I think, a pretty fair amount. Oh, shit, that's it for the picks. There's Tom Aspinall with Michael Bisping. I think Tom's getting the hand raise in London. I'm going knockout. Thinking second or third round, he touches up Blaydes. But don't be shocked if he hurts Blaydes, gets to that back, and rear naked chokes him. Tom Aspinall should win this fight. Curtis Blaydes, still very game with the wrestling, power in the hands, good straight shots, but Aspinall is so much more precise. He's quicker, and I do believe he has the higher fight IQ of the two, and he's a more versatile fighter, I guess, with the grappling skill set being more submission-based. Blaydes does have dangerous ground and pound, and if he can find a way to get this fight on the floor, and he can get on top, he can smash anybody with elbows, but I don't think he does that to Tom Aspinall here. We're riding with Tom for the win. Line is close, minus 127 for Tom Aspinall. Blaydes plus 126. We're going Aspinall by knockout, plus 190. I like Aspinall by KO, guys. I think he gets it done, and I will predict he does it rounds 2 or 3, emphatic fashion. And now he's a contender right near the top, because beating Curtis Blaydes is no easy out, and maybe he has the most impressive win over Blaydes, because Curtis isn't an easy guy to beat, man. And if Tom Aspinall can actually go out there and beat him up, super impressive. Aspinall for the win. I think he is the future, and I would love to see a British heavyweight title challenger in the UFC. Pretty solid card overall for UFC London. Starts at 12 p.m. Eastern time for the people over in the States. But if you're on the Pacific Coast, that's 9 p.m. So early start, but it should be a fantastic card. I do want to send you guys off with the parlays. Let's see if we can come up with something juicy here. Now, on Moneyline last night, I talked about you can play maybe an Aspinall Curtis plus 235. I understand people don't like having Aspinall on the slate. Maybe you ride dog and favorite Craig Aspinall plus 285. You can go for some of these stronger favorites. Like, okay, this one is going to be your basic ass play. It's going to be Jai Herbert, Muhammad Mokaev, Diakiese, Mason Jones, Molly McCann, Paddy Pimblett, and you got Tom Aspinall at the top. You're playing a shit ton of fighters to get plus 658. Better off, I think, going towards a little bit of a value side. I mean, you can still do that, but more of a value side play. 2 of your more confident picks of the night. A Paul Craig for me, Tom Aspinall, Chris Curtis. It gives me plus 653 for 2 favorites, 1 like even line, and then, you know, Paul Craig, that nice plus money. I got to ride with my guy, Paul Craig. Of course, you can add in different things. Like I talked about, the over 2.5 in this ladies matchup, I do think is pretty likely here. Brings you to plus 954 if you add all that. This could be the true Mystic Mac parlay. Only 4 pieces, but you're nearly at plus 1,000 money. Be smart with your parlays this week, guys. There's a lot of tricky fights, and I think best to throw money lines, 2 3-fighter parlays max. Keep it on the safer side. I hope you guys enjoyed another breakdown. Make sure you guys smash the hell out of the like button if you're new. Subscribe to the channel. Turn those post notifications on. And I mean, share the video too. Show some love. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the picks. If you don't have anything to say, but you just enjoy the content, drop a W in the chat to boost that algorithm. Much love, my people. 8,500 plus subs, road to 10,000. I can't wait for it. Thank you all so much for the continued support all the way to the top, baby. Much love. Peace, everybody, and have a great one.